Hey Trevor, how are you?
Doing pretty well. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing fantastic, man. So excited to have you here. Um, so
Excellent.
um,
Thanks.
yeah. Tell the people that are watching this what you do and what do you work with.
Sure. I'm Trevor. I'm founder of Crowd Tamers. We're a go-to-market agency for startups. We build million-dollar marketing engines. I've launched 13 startups from zero, no, 15 startups from zero to more than 3 million. And what my agency does is that method that I've developed over 18 years of being a startup marketer, we now do it at scale for startups.
Fantastic. And when you joined Accelerator, what was the situation? Why did you reach out to me for support?
Sure. So I'd had an offer that for 2 years and a bit had done really well. I was closing, I mean, on a good month, probably 40-ish, 50-ish on a good month. On bad months, which were rare, I might do 20, but like I was moving around there and just consistently, my little agency cost about 25K, 29K to run every month. So I was
Mhm.
making my money every month and doing fine. And then October of last year, it it changed then. I didn't know at the time. I just thought it was kind of the holiday season slump. But my highest month ever was 66K October of last year. And then November, December, January, February, March, I made less money every month than the month before. There was no
Yeah.
upward trend. It was just chip, 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 down five, down 10, down five, down 10. Um, April, I did not quite 20. I was working on my funnel. I was trying to figure out what was wrong. I knew something wasn't working. Like the offer that had been converting people in 48 hours was call me again and again and again and again, and just nobody knew was closing. So my monthly revenue was just hanging out from old clients, but I hadn't signed a new client in like 4 months. It was awful. And in May, I was sure I turned it around. I had four clients, each signed up for 10K a month. I knew I was going to make 40K plus the 16 I already had, be 56K a month. I was back on it. And all four of those clients walked away from a signed contract in May
Yeah.
in the same week. And I was like, oh no. I had to tell my team, right? I had a team of seven. I had to put them all on hourly pay. I was like, listen, guys, I've been paying more money than I'm making every month for 4 or 5 months. And now I've got no future where this turns around. So
Yeah.
they all went on hourly pay. Props to my team. They all stuck it out. But then I went, all right, I am beyond my own capacity to solve this. And began reading some books. I read the State Acceleration Formula. I read a couple other books out there that are classics. Um, but nothing was, I was rejiggling the language in my offer, but nothing was really working. Then I saw you, I don't remember the exact piece of outreach. You and I have talked a couple times over like the
Yep.
last 2 years. And I saw you had something about LinkedIn lead generation, and I was monkeying around with that myself because LinkedIn had always been a little bit better for me than Twitter, but both kind of sucked. And I went, fine, Steph, I'll hop on a call. Tell me what it is you have to teach. So you went through your offer, how it works, and I remember you laid out all the pieces of it, and then you said, "Now I'm waiting for your objections." And I went, "Shit, Steph, I don't have any."
I remember
And then
this.
to me, I'm like, all right, so one, yes, I want to learn about your LinkedIn, your elegant LinkedIn lead generation method. But two, I'm like, how the hell did Steph sell me that well, that quickly? I want to not just learn your system, I want to learn how you sell because you set everything up before I even got to object to make sure I had no objections to give. And then I was like, I guess you're getting my whatever it was, hundreds of dollars a month out of me because I am incapable of saying no. So that would have been, I think we're six, no, more than that, or like 7 or 8 weeks since then, I think,
Yeah, that's probably a month and a half ago. Yeah, something like that.
something like that.
Mm.
I think I paid twice on a 4 month deal. So hopped on board, did the training or did most of it. I don't think I finished the last course. Did most of it in school and learned about tweaking my profile some, which was worthwhile. But how do I change my offer? And so you and I talked about how to
Yep.
make a good offer, what those cores are. Right, you've got to have the pillars that are brandable and unique, which I've been continuing to work on and evolve. And I have three pretty good ones now, but I'd say even
Yeah.
3 weeks ago, I don't think I had as good ones as I have now.
Yeah, that's an
And then
ever-going process. Yeah, you keep tweaking them, of course.
as you hear from your audience and you learn what they want to have you say to them, then you learn how to optimize your spiel.
Yeah,
So that, and then the Godfather offer. So the Godfather offer was a guarantee. And what you said to me was, Trevor, you could make money selling courses. And I just sold my first course with Founder Institute. We had, I think, 18 people attend, and I got like, my share of it was, I don't know, 2 grand, 2.5, something like that. It was not worth the effort of getting 18 people in for only a couple
yeah,
$1,000. And so when you're like, you can do this yourself, I went, can I though? And you're like, you totally can. So we worked a bit on the offer and making a course. And I went, okay. And so I decided July when I would launch my course. And so I think the middle of June, we signed up. Like 2 weeks later, with nothing prepped at all, I launched the course and just basically said on LinkedIn, I was like, I'm doing this, guys.
yeah.
What's the landing page? There is none. How does this work? I got a Stripe payment link. That's how it works.
Yeah, yeah. You had three pillars,
I
Maybe
had I had 2 pillars,
two
and one of
pillars.
them wasn't even real. I had one pillar, 1.5.
Okay.
My one pillar was the grow to market, kind of how do you take growth hack and go to market and make
Yeah.
something. And then I'm like, and I've got experimentation is a big part of it, but I didn't have a term for it. Now I have minimum viable sprints, which lead into grow to market campaign, which lead into building you your $1 million engine. Like there's your 3 named terms. Hey, look at that. So now I've got it honed down a bit. By the time I was like, I have basically that, and I'm teaching this. And so, but I've been teaching in Founder Institute. I've taught 37 cohorts of Founder Institute
Wow. Okay.
all over the world. So when I told people I'm doing this, just a bunch of my ex-students went, okay, yeah, let's sign me up. Let's talk. And so in the course of about 12 days, I got 15 students, 14 paying students signed up. First at $1,000 each, and then at 1,500 each. And my end goal is to get this up to about 3K. But right now I've gotten like, I think I made maybe 16K, 17K, something like that.
16K out of
Now I want to build out all the courses and get this kind of a little more done. But also, while this is going on, and I'm running in my head your idea of Godfather offer, and I read, I think Alex Hormozy's $1 million offers or $100 million offers.
Yeah, great book. Great book.
Great book. And so this in my head combined together, I went, well, what do you offer as an agency, Trevor? And I think in Alex Hormozy's book, he mentioned his agency was flat price. It was like pay me 10 grand or something, and we will do this. And people couldn't say no. And I went, well, why don't I take what had been my marquee offer, which was basically I will run marketing for you for 5 grand a month, and which used to sell really easily, but now wasn't anymore. And say, instead of saying I will run marketing for you for 5 grand a month, let me tell you there's a project. And the project is I will build you $1 million marketing engine. It will get these 3 core KPIs. And I guarantee you I will get this. And it'll cost a flat price. And now when people see launch marketing guaranteed, they all go, that's not possible. How? And the other big part of it, and what I learned from you that was very valuable to me, is I used to just say, hey, my price is this. And then people will go, they wouldn't be interested. So instead, you set up how do you create the objection in their mind and answer it before they get there. And so the big 3 objections, because my price is not trivial with a guarantee, it could not be. I'm basically giving people a fractional entire marketing agency for 4 to 6 months. That's not cheap to run. Yeah. So at that point, set up what's the value of getting $1 million marketing engine. The value is 3 to 5 million. What would it cost you to hire even an intern for 6 months? 40, 50 grand. What would an intern get you? Not much, right? Because you'd have to tell them what to do, as opposed to now you have a whole team on board, and we're coming in for less than the price of an intern for 6 months. And if I get all the yeses the whole way on, yes, I see if this is valuable. Yes, my business needs this right now. Yes, I need to solve go-to-market so I can get funding. You get all those yeses, you lay out the value. It's very hard for people to say no. And so the combination of the course, which is doing quite well, my community is very happy, and how I reformulated my agency's offer meant that this month now, July has always been my worst month for new business because no one's really working in July. This is my second best month I've ever had for my agency by combining both the coursework and bringing in a new, better offer, a Godfather offer for the whole agency, if you will. So working with you attending calls, being part of the community. That's all been tremendously valuable in helping me work on my sales offer to improve it. And I mean, to turn around my agency, which was slowly just choking to death
Yeah,
on no new leads, no volume coming in. I'm taking your elegant lead generation system. I've made my own tweaks to it because
of
I'm a
course.
cranky old man. And my tweaks to it are now reliably booking me 3 to 5 sales calls a month. And I'm spending, I think, I'm spending $90 a month for, sorry, not a month, 3 to 5 sales calls a week. And spending $90 for Taplio Pro. That's my entire
Yep.
expense for this. I used to be getting about 3 to 5 sales calls a month from a cold email agency. I spent $1,500 a month for it.
Yeah.
So, like,
Yeah.
already my second best month ever in my agency using the elegant lead generation method. My tooling cost is a tiny fraction of what I used to pay for my cold outreach and tremendously more performative. So, I mean, I'm very happy that I happened to hit you up and say, Steph, tell me more about your offer.
Yeah. Great. Yeah, I'm super happy to, very excited when you reach out because I knew you were such a great professional since we met, but like a few years back for completely different reasons. But yeah, so Trevor, can you share? I don't know if you shared that already. I think you didn't yet. If you feel comfortable sharing how much you made in July?
Sure. So I signed by the end of July because I just signed a new deal today. I did 63K this month. I would note that is all signed revenue. It's not all earned this month because
Yeah,
it's spread
yeah.
over a couple of
So like
months.
say
But
in
still,
sales. Yeah.
63K in signed revenue, which is great, but it also means it's like 20 something K this month and then 20 something K for 2 more months, which is super stable. And then lets me say, great, I've already got my cost covered in August and September. So whatever I earn on top will, of course, be a benefit beyond.
Fantastic. Okay. Um, what is next for you now, Trevor? Just yeah, do you have any plan?
World domination.
Any...
Next for me. So there are a few things. One is the taking what you've been teaching on LinkedIn Live events, spinning this out with some of my own stuff. I'm using some very light automation. I know you're not really recommending automations, and I'm doing like 7 connection requests a day,
Okay.
but only like 3 or 4 days a week. So it's really low volume.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And that's how I'm booking my 3 to 5 calls a week is on like 21 connection requests a week, right? So super good uptake. Because what I found is if I host a LinkedIn Live event, people remember the mustache, right? So I reach out to them and they go, I remember you, dude. Let's talk. So by doing LinkedIn Live events, I have like 5 scheduled now in August, which is great. I'm supposed to have a vacation for 2 weeks in August. My wife is going to kill me, but whatever. I'm doing that. And if that works reliably, like I did it in July, that's fine. If I do it in August and it's still like I'm busy, I'm booking all these sales calls, then I'm going to start to segment my calls into agency calls and course calls. I'll probably bring on a salesperson to take first pass on the course calls because
Yeah,
I mean they're not worth anything, but if I'm taking calls for 30 or 40 grand or 2 or 3 grand, I know which one I should be on, which one I should
of
be able to
course.
head out to people.
Yeah.
And then if that is the case, I'll definitely spin up an engine to try and do my goal would be 3 to 6 course sales a week at 2 to 3K per course sale. That's more than enough to both keep a salesperson busy and
Yep.
also add some definite lift to the agency. There's that. I've got my next book. What I'm doing, I don't think you even talked about this, Steph, but so it's lifetime access to the course, which is that's what you teach to. Uh, my agency coach, who I work with, she hates lifetime access, and I said, don't worry about it. After 90 days, anybody who's going to use it is done anyway. Like lifetime access is just it sounds good,
Yeah.
but also I've got the course that teaches you basically how to launch. Then I'm building the course that teaches you how to build and balance multi-channel campaigns. And
Nice.
eventually I'll have the course that teaches you what to do to scale from 1 million up to 7 or 10 million. And if I put these two together, then it's buy my course, take it, go through,
Yeah, you
buy
have
the
a
next course, take it, go through. So I've got you laddering up to more expensive courses, more intensive courses, each of which will be supported by a book. I already know if I sell copies of my book at a loss, I get business back eventually from folks who buy from my agency. But I very much suspect if I sell copies of my book at a loss, I will sell a lot more courses than I will, you know, 5-figure agency deals. So then my funnel ends up being that drives folks to buy my course. And this is, I mean, this is a pretty standard funnel, right? Some of the folks who buy my course try it and go, oof, that's a lot of work. They hire the agency. Cool. So that's like what I'm building next. And it's taking some of the stuff I've learned from you, some things I've gotten from like just being a marketer for forever and, you know, running performance marketing, because I'm not really using yet performance marketing as an engine for any of this. I had done for a while, and then once my conversion rate dropped really badly, it wasn't worth spending the money I had. So my next step is, since my agency is a performance marketing agency, how do we get that really adding this in to make it really faster?
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much, Trevor, for sharing all of this, for sharing your journey. And I'm super excited to see what's next.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much,
Yeah.
Steph.
Thank you so much. It was great.
I will recommend here. I'll give you your pull quote. Right. Anybody who's talking to Steph and you're wondering, but is it really worth it? I would just point out 7 weeks after I signed with Steph, I took what the month before I made like, I think 19K. I took a 19K month into a 63K month. Now, of course, I worked hard to make that happen.
Yeah, of
Just
course.
like
Yeah.
you, whoever you are listening, will have to work hard to make it happen. But Steph gives you the tools.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate the plug.